It is indeed time for plays of the week, and we got 6 big ones to get to. So let's jump right in with Jeanette. And the Jayhawks ultimately couldn't solve Greensburg Central Catholic last Friday, but quarterback Kimani Brown was electric as usual. His nifty touchdown run in the second quarter tied the game at 14 apiece, as detailed by Brent Wiggum and Anthony D'Annunzio.
Nifty.
Gets the snap, feels some heat, steps up in it, legs a man miss. Look at Kimani Brown, he can dance too, cuts his way back inside, 25-yard touchdown run. Kimani Brown, and the Jayhawks add 6 more, 14-13 now.
Not only was that a nice job by Kimani Brown, but give credit to the offensive line up front. They did a nice job, paved a little bit of room for Kimani Brown, broke about 6 tackles on his way to the end zone.
Another entertaining, high-scoring game right there between a couple of athletes. Kimani Brown with a great play, and obviously Samir Crosby put on a show for Greensburg Central Catholic. But Kimani's been doing it week in and week out, and we're also seeing him doing it on the hardwood in not too long from now, Sean.
Absolutely. I know it's not that far in the future. We will be talking some high school basketball, but focus stays on the gridiron. And well, you mentioned Samir Crosby, but for GCC, it was another Centurion who made plays the week. They turned a tight game into a rout very late in the first half against Jeanette, as GCC recorded a safety, and then it was Jerry Davis who showed his magic on the ensuing kickoff, with Brett and Anthony once again on the call.
Steele does boot this one away, and it is fielded there by Jerry Davis at the 35-yard line. And look at Jerry Davis go, 400-meter champion. How about a kickoff return for a touchdown with 10 seconds to go in the first half? Wow, what a change of events here. Jeanette thinking they're going to get the ball back with some seconds left and has a chance to cut this lead, but instead they give up the 2 on the safety and they kick it away to the 400-meter champion, and he showcases his speed.
Yes, indeed, the speedster, the track and field star for Greensburg Central Catholic, the one guy you probably don't want to kick it to. Unfortunately, they kick it to him after, again, the first one went out of bounds, and he took it back for a touchdown. Big-time play right there for Greensburg Central Catholic. You mentioned, and we're going to see this in a moment, I guess, and I don't want to ruin anything, Sean, but the big kickoff return by Mount Pleasant, we mentioned that earlier in the show, was a huge turning point. This also a big turning point in the GCC Jeanette game.
Yeah, we're giving love to special teams this week in
right.
Greensburg Central Catholic to Greensburg Salem for the next play of the week. And after a sluggish start at Offutt Field, there was plenty of fireworks in the second half between the Golden Lions and Mount Pleasant. And it was Dom Rosensteel who added to his stellar touchdown reception. He pulled Greensburg Salem even in the fourth quarter, with Dave Franzak and John Bainbridge captioning the play.
That's only his 4th carry of the night. This time throwing, complete to Rosensteel on the far side. 40, gets out of a tackle in front of him, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown!
Fantastic effort by Rosensteel there. He was hemmed in on the sideline. There couldn't have been more than a yard or 2 on the left sideline there for Rosensteel. Broke 1 tackle, showed tremendous speed up the sideline.
Great play by Dom Rosensteel. He has certainly been a weapon all year for Greensburg Salem. And Sean, I looked down at our score bug. It's 6 minutes and 56 seconds left. It's 14-14, and the final score ends 28-21 after no scoring at all in the first half. It just goes to show how wild that game was at offense.
Well, if you don't believe Flick, stick around for our next play of the week to prove it, because Mount Pleasant area has our next play of the week, and that tie, it was extremely short-lived, as the Vikings had an answer on the ensuing kickoff courtesy of Garrett Eicher, with Dave and John once again providing the soundtrack.
Eicher will take this kick from the 10-yard line to the 25, gets to the 30, 35, 40, has one man to beat, 50, 35, 40, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Garrett Eicher! No flags, and just like that, the Vikings are back on top.
A great run up the middle there by Eicher. I thought for sure that Greensburg had the angle on him, but he outran the angle that Salem had on him. Showed great speed for a big guy.
So Jerry Davis has some great speed, but Garrett Eicher showed off some great speed right there. He hit the seam, and he only had the kicker to beat, and he was able to accelerate, get in the end zone. You know, that was funny, Sean, when we were at Hempfield last Friday, our man Ducky Schofield, Paul Schofield from the Trib, had that broadcast on, and he kept giving us scores in the second half because they were coming hot and heavy, and I just hear Franzak screaming in the background. I'm like, what's going on down there? And that's what it was, a kickoff return. So congratulations to Eicher and the Vikes for the big win.
Yeah, one of about 24 Eichers that have played for Mount Pleasant over the past handful of years, making his impact certainly on Friday. We continue plays a week with Norwin, and the Knights quarterback Tristan Tavares had a gutsy performance in the loss at Hempfield area, including his pretty connection with Jake Knight that brought Norwin within a score in the second quarter, with myself and Mark Katarski detailing that action.
Tavares out of the gun. Pump fake. Takes a shot. He's got Knight, and it's a touchdown. 25 yards. Jake Knight wide open on the double move.
And there's a sense of where Norwin is from a confidence end. Tavares hung on for dear life as long as he could. Absolutely threw a strike tonight. Watch it here. That's right in his face. A little back foot, but he's adjusting to what he does and doesn't have, and that's as good as they come from the throw. Big time throw, big time catch.
Despite being injured, Tristan showed he still had it. I mean, you could tell, again, he was operating at 70% or whatever it was, and just a perfect ball to Jake Knight. And again, I would have loved to see if Tristan was healthy, how that game would have ended.
Well, one thing that we can say is that not only did he make some plays on the Norwin side, but the Spartans made some plays as well, including this one that the night ultimately belonged to the Spartans, and it was their quarterback, Dom Dietrich, who had a big hand in that, including his long run in the first quarter that extended the Hempfield lead, with myself and Mark once again providing the commentary.
First and 10. And there's a hole, and there's a big gainer, and that might be a house call. Dietrich goes the distance, 71 yards.
That was the opening play of this game, was the quarterback lead off tackle. And on 3rd and 1, they went back to it, this time going left. Either way, it's a touchdown for Dom Dietrich.
Sometimes I question the accuracy of stats at the high school level, Mark, but officially for the Spartans, they listed him as having 2 carries for 3 yards entering tonight. Those numbers have increased drastically.
You know, we don't see Dom run a lot, but right there it showed he got some wheels for sure. He was able to break away and go for the touchdown. You know, one of the first things I thought about, Sean, is the fact that that poor kid barely ran at all. Actually didn't run at all during practice the first couple of weeks because of the fact that he had myocarditis, and here he is going full bore, sprinting into the end zone down the field. So that was really cool to see, and great job by him, and that offensive line too. He was untouched on that play.
Yeah, I guess just a kind of straightforward QB run like that wouldn't be considered a trick play, but I doubt that was one that Norwin spent much time preparing for, because we have not seen it on film at all this year. So big play for the Spartans and for Dietrich, and a big win as well.